What's up, everybody? Dr. Coach Kelly here, physical therapist and high school sports coach. Today I want to talk about ankle sprains, as they are some of the most common injuries that we see in the soccer and basketball settings. There are three types of ankle sprains based on the degree of the ligaments that are injured. They are grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. Obviously, grade 1 is the simplest and least involved, and a grade 3 is a total tear of all the structures that are in there. Typically, we are talking about lateral ankle sprains, meaning ankle sprains that affect the ligaments on the outside of the leg. They usually happen when the foot twists inwards, when you either jump or land on it funny, or you land on another player's foot, or a ball, something of that nature. Okay? 3 things you should know if you go down and you sprain your ankle, right? If there is tenderness on the inside ankle bone, tenderness on the outside ankle bone, meaning you can't really put any pressure there without feeling like you're going to jump through the roof, or if you are unable to bear weight immediately after or even a couple minutes after spraining that ankle. If any of those 3 things occur, right, so you can't touch the inside or the outside bone, or you can't walk right after, any of those 3, you go get an x-ray of it. Okay, that's what's called the Ottawa ankle rules. There's really good sensitivity on, all right, this thing might be broken, let's not take any chances, let's go to the emergency room or urgent care and get it looked at. If you can poke the inside and the outside and it's bearable, right, it's uncomfortable but it's not unbearable, and you're able to put weight on it, those are good signs. Okay, probably don't need an x-ray, probably not broken ankle, probably more of one of these grades of sprains. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things if this is not a broken ankle, right? So you should know those 3, because if any of those 3 happen, you should go to the emergency room. But if this is all right, I'm okay, I just got to go off to the sidelines, I can walk on it, I can poke either side. Later in this video, I'm going to show you my favorite strategies for kind of helping along the healing process of an ankle sprain. And then we're going to show you some exercises you can start doing to prevent and start to strengthen your ankles, because the greatest risk factor for spraining an ankle is a previous sprain of that ankle or even of the other side. It's really, really interesting research. But if you sprained your right ankle before, your likelihood of spraining that right ankle again goes up significantly, and so does your likelihood of spraining your left ankle. So it's really important that we take the steps to prevent these injuries from happening in the first place and then from happening again, because the risk of them happening again goes up significantly once they've happened one time. So if you guys find this helpful, please share it out. If you have any basketball or soccer or lacrosse players, sports that we typically see a lot of ankle sprains in, please share it out to them. This is the video that I send my athletes when they go down with an ankle sprain and they're not sure what to do next. So please share it out. Please let me know if you have questions, if there's anything else you want me to cover. I'm happy to do so. Enjoy, guys. Thanks. So on a freshly sprained ankle, typically it's this outside bone right here that hurts people, and usually this downward motion. So to start out and to start the healing process and facilitating it along, this is just regular lotion you can get from anywhere. And you're going to start by just kind of giving this a nice gentle massage around that area that hurts through here. So typically it's usually swollen, it's usually black and blue after a few days, and you're going to go in this type of motion all the way up that ankle. You're going to start with, like, if that's as hard as I can push and that's nothing, you want to go about half of that, and you're going about that pressure just above where it's typically swollen. You can go all the way up and further up the leg, but typically it's sufficient to just go right to that, above that area, and then you come back down. I'm pushing with that 50% pressure on my way up, and then really no pressure on my way down. Okay? So the foot's in a nice neutral position. It shouldn't hurt, it shouldn't be uncomfortable, and we're just kind of going around where that area is swollen. The idea is we're helping the lymphatic system, which is kind of your body's garbage pickup system, to pick up any swelling or inflammation that might be going on down here and causing any pain and limited mobility, and encouraging it back up through your bloodstream up to your heart, where the rest of your body kind of filters out the junk through there. So have somebody else do this to you, because they get the best angle on it. If you have nobody around, you can try to do it to yourself. But again, that 50% pressure right around where the swelling is. Don't just stop to where it is above your ankle. Keep going up at that 50% pressure. No real pressure on the way down, and coming up this way. The first thing that you want to start doing as soon as you can right after you sprain your ankle is very, very gentle and pain-free range of motion within that ankle. Our patient here is not coming off of a freshly sprained ankle, but if he were, this downward motion would probably be pretty uncomfortable. So I don't expect you, especially if you're coming off, if you did this yesterday or today, I don't expect you to get this far down. But as if you were driving a car and you could pump the gas pedal up and down, that's the real gentle range of motion that I want you to start doing. If you just sprained it, you're probably only going right here. If you sprained it a couple weeks ago, you should be able to push a little bit more into that range of motion there. That's really it. Up and down, nice and easy, pain-free range of motion, 10, 15 times, a couple times throughout the day, 3, 4, 5 times throughout the day, okay? The next thing you want to do is to keep the available range of motion and keep it pain-free. So I'm going to have our patient here start drawing circles with his big toe. Now he's not on a freshly sprained ankle, but if he was, the range of motion here might be a little bit smaller than what it is right now. But the idea is to get a little bit of mobility going through this part of the ankle back here. And we do that, we kind of trick your body into doing that by making circles with your big toe. I want you to do 10 in each direction. You might find one direction more comfortable than the other. That's fine. If it hurts, back off a little bit. Make your circles smaller. Okay? If your circles are real tiny, that's fine. Make real tiny ones. Even smaller, right? If that's as far as you can get, that's as far as you can get. That's fine. As you do these throughout the days in your recovery from your ankle injury, your range of motion will get bigger. You'll notice that, right? Beautiful. And then the last thing that we want to do is not just the circular motion, but we call these ankle alphabets. Instead of drawing circles with your big toe, you're just going to draw big capital letters, as big as you can make them. And our patient is doing a good job here of just moving his foot. He's not moving his knee or his hip at all. And we're going through and drawing, I think that was an E, F. You can see we get a ton of mobility through here without really thinking about it. Again, you just sprained this yesterday, you're not going to be making very big letters. Okay? You sprained it 3 weeks ago, you should be making pretty decently sized letters. But I'm totally alright with your letters being small, especially a day or two after spraining it. But you should notice that those letters can get bigger and bigger the further out from the initial injury you are. So that's it. Once your ankles are strong enough to start doing some normal activities like walking and getting around without limping, you're ready to start strengthening them. We just talked about how once you sprain one, your risk of spraining that one again or the other one goes up significantly. So it's really important you take the right steps to get these things stronger. The first step that I like to show people is just standing with one foot in front of the other. So if I sprain my left, I'm going to put my left leg behind, and just bring my right foot in front, and just stay upright. Nice, good posture everywhere else, and just trying to stay in this position. Once this gets easy, and once I can not fall over, and again, on a freshly sprained ankle, this might be really hard for you. You might find yourself needing to catch your balance once in a while, and that's totally okay. But once that gets easy, do this in front of a countertop or something that you could hold on to, so in case you do fall over, you got something to latch onto there. But once that gets easy, you can switch to hands on your hips and not holding on. And then when that gets easy, you switch to closing your eyes. And what happens when I close my eyes is I take away one of my balance systems, and my other two have to kind of make up for my vision loss, and it becomes that much harder. It's really important that you do these on both your right side and your left side, regardless of which one you sprained, because your risk of injuring one goes up significantly once you've already had an injury. So again, we're going to go hands on hips, right foot behind, up nice and tall, eyes closed, doing what I have to keep my balance. Okay? And down I go. Okay? Once you can do those pretty easily, right, you're not falling over every couple seconds, you should be able to do those for about 30 seconds each without falling over. Once you're able to complete that, graduate to the next step, which is standing on one foot. So a little bit of a bend in my knee. Just going to lift my other foot off the ground. Same thing, hands on my hips. Step one is eyes open. When eyes open is easy for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to graduate to eyes closed. Same thing. That's much more difficult. Again, not off of a freshly sprained ankle here, so I can stay upright for a couple of seconds at a time If this is still weak and still recovering, it's going to take a little while for you to get to the point where you're not falling over every couple of seconds, and that's okay. Keep at it. This is something you can really easily do, like if you're standing in line somewhere, or you're brushing your teeth at night, or first thing in the morning. Just work on your ankle strength. It's really good for fall prevention. It's really good for regulating a lot of systems and making sure your body doesn't get stagnant in learning new things, right? So just standing here, 1 foot, hands on your hips, you can brush your teeth, you can watch TV, you can do whatever. And then when you close your eyes, you force your body to keep itself upright using the other systems that we have in place. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments below, shoot me an email or a message. I'm always happy to answer this stuff. Stay safe and go crush it.